There we go. I figured I'd do a bit of a life update while driving. Get a little bit of that vlogging action in. So for the last 5 days, 6 days maybe, I've been in Utah house sitting for my mother, and that's been a nice change of pace from working 66-hour weeks. I mean, I'm gonna have to hit the ground running when I find myself in Montana to make sure that I've got an actual, job. They say I've got one for me, but I'll feel better, when I'm doing it. Moving out was just embarrassing. We had to throw out so much stuff because we couldn't take it with us, and I don't know. I think I took it a lot more personally than I needed to. But it's done. And the drive over here was supposed to take about 20 hours. It took 28. Part of that's just, kids, adverse weather conditions. Wasn't exactly well rested to begin with. I was like, I've got an idea. I'll work right up to the point where I've got to leave. Well, that wasn't smart. And I'm just kind of in a place where I feel listless. But that might be good for where I'm at, because now I can kind of hit the ground, and I'll have a place to stay until I find a place that's mine to stay. And it's always tricky when you're staying with family, because you don't want to step on any toes, and that they're going to have different opinions than you do about how to keep your kids in check. And my oldest is a teenager, and my middle child is the middle child who's also a girl, and my youngest has autism, and he is all over the place. And it's going to be interesting to see how that conflicts with my dad's laid back, kind of retired basically lifestyle. Because my kids are adorable, but they're also kids. Oh, it's kind of nice to get caught up a little bit on my reading. Being away from a lot of electronics outside of my phone has been weird. Imagine it'll continue to be weird. I've realized that I actually kind of enjoy content creating and writing a bit. I was able to finish a 400-page beta read while I was out here. That was a great experience for me, because I got to feel like I was actually contributing to an author that I care about and whose works I enjoy. And I got to take a look at some of the things that were in his book that I didn't care for and be like, fix. And whether he does or not, it's going to be up to him. Obviously, it's his work, but excited for that. I'm on TikTok again, which is kind of embarrassing. Turned out a lot of people from my previous work were there, so I was like, I'll go join, and uploaded a few things and got some likes, so I uploaded a few more things and got some followers, and now I'm kind of heavily into book talk, and it's an interesting place. They like their romance and their reverse harem, and I ain't gonna shame, but they better do the same diligence when I start sharing power fantasy and fantasy harem. Gonna go all Jamie Harkin. I can't believe I said his name wrong. Jamie Hawk and Marcus Sloss on their asses. Here's a book you should read. Mostly though, it's been nice to spend more time with my family. I got to meet my grandmother again. I haven't seen her in 20 years. Got to see my aunt. I haven't seen her in about the same. I haven't seen my mother since she visited over the summer. I haven't seen my brother in like 20 years. We hadn't even really been talking until recently. And he was helpful in making sure that I was able to... how do we pass this asshole? Was able to get moved, so that was good. Oh, he's going the speed limit. I guess I'm just speeding. Okay. Got a FedEx truck in front of me, and he's like, I'm going to go the speed limit. I don't know why. How's that going to benefit either of us? You're not going to get there. So, that's fine. I guess we'll go slow. So, I mean, in some ways, I probably need to be a little more grounded in the world around me, and it's kind of neat to see things like mountains for the first time in 10 years. My kids genuinely thought that they weren't real. My daughter was trying to convince me that they were photoshopped. I was like, honey, how does that work? I don't think it works that way. So, and the kids traveled pretty well, all things considered. I think I was just so exhausted that I struggled to do it. I kind of feel like someone who's used to driving would be able to knock that out easy peasy, but it took a lot out of me. I finally got in, we got the kids settled, I went to bed. I did not wake up for like 8 hours after that. So, and me getting 8 hours of sleep is like an average person getting 12. My body doesn't know what to do with that. This is too much sleep. So, my hope is I can turn this job offer I've gotten to, a solid opportunity, or failing that, spring forward from it to something even better. My major issue is going to be finding housing that doesn't want to do a credit check and doesn't want to do a background check and doesn't want to do a vibe check where they, bring in an astrologist and compare my star signs with theirs. Which should be possible, but it's going to take some doing. I guess depending on where I'm at, there's some places where they're looking at 6 months worth of rent up front, which is like, wow, okay. But sign of the times, I guess. And I'll have to get the kids registered for school. It's weird. In Illinois, I almost never hit bugs, and now I'm out here. I'm going to have to go get a car wash because of how many of them I've hit. Doesn't make much sense. So, I'll just continue to work on my writing and pick goals and then knock them out. That's really the only way I can move forward. I'm really bad at long-term stuff unless I break it down into manageable goals and kind of hit them out here and there. If things go well and I start to get settled a bit, I would like to look at maybe getting into some mental health help again, but it continues to be a thing where I can't really afford to get into it too much when I'm primarily in charge of taking care of 3 kids. I can't afford to be on a drug that's going to give me a bad reaction or anything. So, for now, just enjoying things as best as I can and moving forward, and as they say, we'll go from there. So, anyways, this has almost gone on 10 minutes. I'm sure it's going to get like 3 views. But I like talking, even if no one really is going to listen.